when wings are not meant for flying and legs become a tool for survival? Will the venom take effect first? Or will the legs strike a decisive blow first? Join us as we search for the answer with Welcome to Roadrunner vs. Snake, ultimate battle in the desert. Snakes are often seen as nature's most perfect hunters. They move like shadows in the dark, striking so swiftly that their opponents can hardly catch a glimpse. And the venom of some species can bring down creatures many times their size. They can live in the humid depths of tropical forests, or hide beneath shrubs and the burning sands of the harshest deserts. There, snakes are both a nightmare to the creatures around them and also the target of snake hunters. These hunters see snakes as a familiar source of food. They possess agile and powerful legs to overpower reptiles. They are armed with sharp eyes and a pointed beak built for snake hunting. Some species even have a remarkable ability to withstand snake venom. And some are simply bold and fearless, capable of surviving after breath-holding battles for life. Do you know the name of any of these creatures? Leave a comment with the one you think can take down a venomous snake. For now, stay with us until the very end of this video, because the name you'll hear might truly surprise you. On the southwestern edge of the United States, nature wears a rugged beauty. There are no lush forests or endless grasslands here, only a sun-scorched desert stretching from dawn to dusk. In this land, water is more precious than gold. Low shrubs cling to the ground, battling for every inch of space to survive. The towering saguaro cactus rises from the sea of sand like stone-carved arms. The yucca stands firm in the desert, its blade-like leaves sharp as daggers, steadfast under the burning sun. Sparse creosote bushes release a pungent scent whenever hot winds sweep through, like a slow, lingering warning whispered by the unforgiving desert. Now and then, clusters of wildflowers bloom in a rush, as if trying to live an entire life within the brief dry season. This parched vegetation shelters some of the most resilient creatures. Beneath the low plants, within rocky crevices, and along cracked, thirsty soil, life continues, quiet, yet fierce. Through the scorching days, when sand burns bright and the ground splits open like wounds, a shadow darts across. It is the Roadrunner, the little warrior of the desert. This remarkable bird, with sleek feathers and a light frame, regulates its body temperature with ease, enduring midday heat that can soar to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Beneath the blistering sun, the Roadrunner hunts for food, mostly insects, spiders, and lizards. But sometimes its target is a snake. The Roadrunner has no powerful wings like an eagle. no armored body like a pangolin, yet it survives and thrives in one of the harshest environments on Earth. This bird is a familiar cultural symbol of New Mexico. Belonging to the family Cuculidae, the Roadrunner is one of the rare bird species that has abandoned long-distance flight, evolving to live entirely on the ground and focusing all its strength on running. Its body measures about 50 to 62 centimeters in length, with an average weight of around 300 grams. Its unique zygodactyl feet, 2 toes pointing forward and 2 pointing backward, not only provide a stronger grip on gravelly ground, but also create perfect balance when running. With powerful leg muscles, the Roadrunner can reach speeds of up to 32 kilometers per hour, fast enough to catch prey and dodge a snake's lightning-quick strike. Its biology also reveals an intricate adaptation to the desert. Dark feathers on its back absorb heat in the early hours of the day. As temperatures soar at midday, it seeks shade, reduces activity, and conserves both water and energy, a subtle survival strategy. It even exposes its back to the rising sun at dawn to warm up its body without expending metabolic energy. Its ability to regulate water is refined down to the smallest detail. A salt gland located near the eye expels excess sodium, conserving water more effectively than the kidneys. At the same time, its digestive system can reabsorb water in the rectum and cloaca, minimizing water loss to the absolute limit. This becomes especially vital in an environment where humidity often stays below 20%. When ground temperatures climb above 60 degrees Celsius at midday, even the lightest touch can scorch the skin. The desert falls silent under the burning heat, yet within that silence, a life or death duel slowly takes shape. A movement slithering close to the ground. The rattlesnake. Belonging to the pit viper group, rattlesnakes sense heat through 2 special openings on their face. They can detect temperature differences as slight as 0.003 degrees Celsius to locate prey, even in total darkness, by building a thermal map combined with regular vision. They can strike in just 70 milliseconds, faster than the blink of a human eye. Their hemotoxic venom damages tissue, breaks down cells, and causes continuous bleeding, a tool for hunting, but also a perilous trap. And the Roadrunner is one of the few birds fast, skillful, and daring enough to face a rattlesnake head-on. With speed, razor-sharp reflexes, and near-perfect precision in every peck, it turns the impossible into a daily hunting routine. The Roadrunner can consume rattlesnakes nearly 50 centimeters long. Its stomach secretes digestive acids with an extremely low pH, capable of breaking down both soft tissue and the protein casing around venom glands. This allows it to eliminate any risk of poisoning during digestion, a rare ability among small predatory birds. At times, if given the chance, the Roadrunner will even go after a honey creeper, a tiny, playful bird that seems almost untouchable while in flight. It waits, hidden beside a cluster of flowers, for just the right moment. Then suddenly, like a spring snapping free, the Roadrunner bursts forward. The strike comes in the blink of an eye, swift enough to catch even a bird mid-flight before it can react. Under the glow of sunset, As young hummingbirds chatter and follow their parents to the feeders, the greater roadrunner, with its long legs and sleek body, emerges like a shadow among the cacti. The rooster-like crest on its head rises slightly. The roadrunner knows that while hummingbirds are small and lightning fast in flight, when they gather in numbers, especially around feeders, they become a meal nature does not overlook. It advances slowly, quietly, closing the distance step by step, like hidden lightning beneath a thicket of thorns. Adult hummingbirds are usually quick to sense risk, but fledglings, only 3 weeks out of the nest yet already as strong as their parents, dart recklessly toward the feeders, unaware of the watchful threat nearby. The roadrunner is not built to chase birds in mid-air, yet when opportunity presents itself, it does not hesitate. Physiology supports this with sturdy legs, a long tail acting as a rudder for balance during leaps, and strong chest and leg muscles for powerful thrusts. When it springs upward, the brain flips into attack mode, the reflex fires, the body arches, and the beak shoots forward like an arrow. A hunt may last no longer than the flap of a wing. The roadrunner succeeds only about once in 10 attempts. But it is more than just an opportunistic hunter. It wields its long body, sharp reflexes, and the terrain as allies. Its large beak sweeps across the feeder's edge. The seamless coordination of vigilance, speed, and instinct is the key. Hummingbirds, the smallest of all birds, with highly evolved vision and nervous systems designed to dodge threats, still fall prey to a ground-dwelling predator. It is proof of a rule. In nature, survival does not always belong to the fastest or the highest flyer, but to the one that waits for the right moment. Quietly, patiently, and ready to seize opportunity in the chaos of the flock. And so, the roadrunner strolls away, leaving the feeder in silence, and behind it, a vivid lesson in the art of hunting, where speed and cunning meet in nature's design. The southwestern United States stretches across Arizona, New Mexico, West Texas, and Southern California. The harsh climate here has shaped a world not meant for the faint of heart. In summer, ground temperatures can rise above 60 degrees Celsius. Average annual rainfall is only between 90 and 300 millimeters, so little that many regions may go months without a single drop. The air is dry and biting, with humidity often below 20%. Even at night, when temperatures drop, the atmosphere still carries the lingering sting of the daytime heat. This land is home to 3 great deserts, the Sonoran, the Mojave, and the Chihuahuan. Each has its own character, yet all share the same traits: arid, windswept, with nutrient-poor soil, and sunlight so relentless it feels suffocating. The terrain here is sharply divided. Parched valleys are suddenly cut off by towering mountain ranges like sky islands, creating sharp contrasts in temperature and moisture over just a few kilometers. This in turn forms microclimates and layered ecosystems, where pine and oak forests may grow just above rocky slopes where cacti still struggle for survival below. Such diversity in living conditions produces an ecosystem both rich and selective. Cacti store water in their fleshy stems, sealing their pores by day and opening only at night to prevent evaporation. Yucca drives roots deep and grows sword-like leaves. Creosote bushes can live for centuries, slow and steady like a desert's solemn vow. The wildlife here faces the same unforgiving pressures. Every species has evolved to withstand scarcity of water, searing heat, and drastic swings between day and night. Some are active only at dawn or dusk, avoiding the peak of the day's furnace. Others enter hibernation or slip into torpor, slowing their bodies almost to a standstill to endure the long, dry season. Arizona is known as the Kingdom of Rattlesnakes, with as many as 13 different species. They are famous for their rattling tails, producing a distinctive warning sound. Among them, the western diamondback is the most common and the largest, reaching up to 1.5 meters in length and weighing more than 2 kilograms. The Mojave rattlesnake, however, is even more formidable, carrying venom that combines hemotoxins, which break down tissue, with neurotoxins that directly affect the nervous system, potent enough to immobilize a large animal within minutes. In addition, the Arizona coral snake, though small at just 40 to 50 centimeters long, possesses extremely powerful venom that works in a way similar to that of cobras. New Mexico is equally rich in snake diversity, with more than 50 species recorded, at least 11 of them venomous. This wide variety stems from the region's rapid shifts in elevation and climate, from parched valleys receiving less than 250 millimeters of rainfall a year, to cool, forested high mountains thick with vegetation. In recent years, the southwestern United States has also welcomed the return of a creature both familiar and rare, the Mexican wolf, also known as the lobo. Once a top predator across southern Arizona, New Mexico, and into northern Mexico, the lobo was pushed to the brink of disappearance within just the 20th century. An urgent captive breeding program was launched, gathering the few surviving wolves to preserve their genetic line. From a founding population of just over 7 individuals, scientists were able to rebuild an entire new generation. Today, more than 240 Mexican wolves have been reintroduced into the wild in Arizona and New Mexico. Semi-wild and captive-managed populations now number over 350, bringing the total to nearly 600 individuals on both sides of the border. These small wolf packs help regulate populations of mule deer, elk, and other grazers, ensuring that the vegetation is not overexploited. In this land, there is another presence both unique and remarkable. The pronghorn, often called the American antelope, though in truth it is not related to true antelopes. It is the only surviving member of the family Antilocapridae. Although its numbers once dropped sharply due to hunting and habitat fragmentation, today the pronghorn population has made a strong recovery. It is estimated that about 700,000 pronghorns roam across North America, with a significant portion still thriving in the Southwest. The pronghorn's average size is modest, standing about 90 centimeters at the shoulder and weighing between 45 and 60 kilograms. But its horns set it apart among hoofed animals. Unlike deer and elk, which shed their antlers completely, the pronghorn's horns have a permanent bony core covered by a keratin sheath. This sheath is shed and regrown each year. It is a rare evolutionary trait, serving both as a display of strength during mating season and as a way to conserve energy when harsh seasons arrive. Yet the true power of the pronghorn lies not in its horns, but in its legs. A pronghorn can sprint up to 88 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest land animal in North America today. What is even more remarkable is its ability to sustain speeds of over 55 kilometers per hour for several kilometers at a time. This is made possible by a perfectly tuned biology. A heart larger than average, lungs with exceptional capacity, muscles rich in slow-twitch fibers that resist fatigue, and a circulatory system optimized for oxygen exchange. Such speed is a legacy from ancient times, when its predators were the North American cheetah and the saber-toothed cat, creatures that vanished tens of thousands of years ago. In the extreme climate of the Southwest, where summer heat can exceed 40 degrees Celsius and winter cold can plunge below -20 degrees Celsius, the pronghorn survives thanks to fine-tuned adaptations. Its double-layered coat insulates in winter and dissipates heat in summer. Its large eyes, nearly 5 centimeters in diameter, provide a field of view close to 320 degrees, detecting movement from over 1 kilometer away. It feeds mainly on grasses and shrubs high in cellulose, extracting nutrition through its 4-chambered stomach that ferments and breaks down food too coarse for many other animals. Some pronghorn herds travel up to 250 kilometers each year. They cross grasslands, canyons, and dry riverbeds in search of greener valleys during the winter. This journey is one of the longest migrations of any land mammal in North America, rivaling even the great northern caribou herds. Even without the North American cheetah, the grasslands still harbor predators capable of ambushing a pronghorn at any moment. One of them is the cougar, the second largest cat in the Americas after the jaguar. Cougars measure between 1.5 and 2.7 meters in length, weighing on average about 53 kilograms for males and 35 kilograms for females, though large individuals can exceed 100 kilograms. Their bodies are lean and muscular, with a long tail nearly half their body length that provides perfect balance across rugged terrain. The cougar's hunting strategy is built on surprise. It hides in the shadows of mesquite, juniper, or rocky outcrops, silently stalking its prey. When the time comes, it bursts out with short sprints, reaching 72 kilometers per hour, striking powerfully with its front legs. At that moment, it uses sharp claws to pin the prey down and finishes with a precise bite to the neck, cutting off the windpipe or severing the spinal cord. Its diet is diverse, though mainly focused on hoofed animals. Elk, mule deer, bighorn sheep, and pronghorn are frequent targets. A single adult cougar can bring down prey weighing 2 to 3 times its own body mass. On average, it needs to hunt one large animal each week to sustain itself. Leftover meat is often hidden beneath branches or soil, so the cat can return to feed for several days, while avoiding the risk of losing it to other scavengers such as coyotes, bobcats, or even black bears wandering down from higher ground. What makes the cougar especially remarkable in the Southwest is its adaptability. It can live at elevations near 3,000 meters, where pine forests are blanketed in snow. Yet it also roams the Sonoran Desert, where summer heat exceeds 40 degrees Celsius. Its ability to endure thirst, sometimes relying on the fluids of its prey, and its solitary nature allow it to cross barren lands without the direct competition faced by pack-living wolves. Ecological studies show that each cougar requires a territory ranging from 150 to 1,000 square kilometers, depending on food supply. Males command areas twice or even 3 times as large as females, overlapping only during breeding season. This distribution keeps their population density low, often just 1 or 2 individuals per 100 square kilometers. But that alone is enough to regulate herbivore numbers, preventing the grasslands from being stripped bare. The cougar's survival story is not only about hunting. It is also tied to a quiet struggle with humans. As urbanization pushes deeper, their territories are fragmented by highways, farms, and residential areas. Many young cougars are forced to wander hundreds of kilometers in search of new ground. Some cross entire deserts, swim the Colorado River, and push farther onto the plains. A journey of exploration that echoes the ancient migrations of their ancestors. The skies of the Southwest stretch wide across North America, echoing with a fierce, commanding cry. Many mistake it for the call of an eagle, and movies often use it to represent the eagle's voice. But in truth, it is the call of the red-tailed hawk. This raptor ranges from the pine forests of Alaska to the wetlands of Florida, from the grasslands of the Midwest to the dry desert cliffs. They often nest on tall trees, utility poles, rocky ledges, and even the rooftops of city skyscrapers. Each pair defends a territory of about 1.5 to 4.8 square kilometers, returning to the same nest year after year and strengthening it with fresh branches. The red-tailed hawk is smaller than an eagle, weighing only between 700 and 1,500 grams, but with a body built for efficiency, it moves with incredible agility. With an average wingspan of about 1.2 meters, a streamlined frame, broad wings, and its signature red tail, the red-tailed hawk carries a flight style that is steady yet graceful. Its brown back, pale belly, and a dark band across the chest serve as perfect camouflage against forest canopies or gray skies. What makes this bird truly remarkable is not its size, but its skill as an aerial ambush hunter. Its broad, relatively short wings allow it to glide slowly and maneuver easily through open woods or rocky mountains. This versatility lets it hunt effectively across plains, forests, highlands, and even human suburbs. The red-tailed hawk does not rely on drawn-out chases fueled by raw power or endurance. Instead, it follows a strategy of energy conservation, soaring high, scanning the ground, and then plunging down like a bolt of lightning. Its eyes hold cone cell densities 5 times greater than humans, allowing it to detect the faintest movement of small creatures from more than 90 meters away. When the moment arrives, it dives at speeds of up to 190 kilometers per hour, talons outstretched, locking onto prey in a fraction of a second. The diet of the red-tailed hawk consists mainly of small mammals, such as voles, rabbits, and ground squirrels. Remarkably, it also hunts snakes, relying on a finely tuned chain of biological mechanisms honed over millions of years of evolution. At the center of this system are its eyes. Each eye contains more than 1 million photoreceptor cells per square millimeter, many times denser than the human eye. Positioned forward, they create a broad field of binocular vision, allowing precise depth perception and distance judgment. This vision enables the hawk to spot a snake less than 50 centimeters long, sliding quietly through grass from over 90 meters in the air. Its eyes are not only sensitive to movement, but also capable of distinguishing colors, including thermal tones, allowing it to detect cold-blooded creatures even in dim light. Behind those eyes lies a relatively large brain. The visual processing region takes up much of the forebrain, accelerating reflexes and split-second decision-making. Every movement of prey is mapped in 3 dimensions, adjusting the dive angle, talon release, and strike point with pinpoint accuracy. The chest and back muscles, making up more than 20% of its body mass, deliver powerful wing beats, providing sudden bursts of speed that transform a hover into an almost vertical dive. These wings not only maintain stability, but also fine-tuned trajectory at high speeds, ensuring accuracy down to the last meter. Its legs are the primary weapons. Each talon measures around 4 centimeters, made of hard keratin, curved and razor-sharp like a crescent blade. The grip force can exceed 200 newtons, strong enough to pierce through snake scales and muscle, holding the prey tightly even as it writhes. A specialized locking mechanism in the joints allows the hawk to maintain its crushing grip with minimal energy, much like a natural biological clasp. Unlike some raptors that strike the head directly to end the fight, the red-tailed hawk often pins the snake by its head or mid-body, restricting movement. It then uses its short, hooked, but extremely strong beak to target the skull or cervical vertebrae. This strategy avoids the venomous fangs entirely while paralyzing the prey almost instantly. Its digestive system is equally adapted. The red-tailed hawk's stomach secretes highly acidic gastric juices, breaking down venom proteins before they can enter the bloodstream or cause harm. Strong gizzards, working with specialized enzymes, extract maximum nutrition from prey that, unlike mammals, is lean and low in fat. In the wild, a red-tailed hawk typically lives 10 to 15 years, though the oldest known individual in captivity reached 30 years. With its adaptability, wide distribution, and critical role in controlling rodent populations, this raptor has become an essential part of North America's ecological balance. Leaving North America and crossing to the rocky islets off the coast of Malaysia, the journey opens a new chapter in the company of a true eagle. This is the white-bellied sea eagle, a creature born to hunt from above, where both land and sea lie within its gaze. From the coastal cliffs of Southeast Asia to small limestone islands rising from tropical waters, this has long been the ancient realm of the species. Amid countless marine creatures hidden beneath the surface, one target draws its special attention: the sea snake. On Snake Island, banded sea snakes emerge from the waves, carrying venom potent enough to end a diver's life within minutes. They crawl onto limestone rocks to breed. Unlike fish, they have no gills. Instead, their lungs stretch almost the length of their bodies, letting them dive for hours. But to breathe, they must surface. It is in that moment, when their bodies waver between two worlds, that fate is sealed. Flying back to the nest with a struggling, still-living catch, the eagle shows no fear. Below, its chicks wait hungrily. The instinct to nourish the next generation demands precision, patience, and a readiness to accept danger. And that is why this bird dares to face one of the most venomous creatures of the tropical seas. As the eagle's wings fade into the horizon above the sea, our steps in nature carry us into an entirely different world. Here, the ground burns golden and the horizon bends in waves of heat. This is the African savanna, one of the planet's vastest, harshest, and most iconic ecosystems. The savanna stretches across more than half of Africa. From the Serengeti grasslands to the Sahel bordering the Sahara, it spans endless plains broken only by scattered solitary trees, like fragments left behind in the sky. Most are acacia trees with thin crowns that cast only narrow patches of shade over the parched earth. This ecosystem is shaped by two distinct seasons, the wet and the dry. During the rains, water rises quickly, from 500 to 1,500 millimeters each year, driving grass to sprout thick and green like a carpet, rolling all the way to the horizon. The dry season lasts 4 to 6 months. When grass turns yellow, the ground cracks and watering holes dry to stone. Daytime temperatures often soar past 40 degrees Celsius, while nights can drop to near 15 degrees, a punishing swing between extremes. Fire, too, is a defining force. Dry lightning at the end of the dry season sparks flames that race across the plains. Yet, instead of destruction, fire acts as renewal, burning away old grasses, triggering new shoots rich in nutrients, and clearing the soil for sunlight and rain to reach fresh ground. Unlike the rainforest, the savanna lacks thick canopies, leaving sunlight to pour down almost unhindered. Animals here must adapt to relentless heat, scarce cover, and shifting sources of water. Many species are driven to migrate hundreds of kilometers each year, following cycles of new grass and rain, creating the largest migrations of wildlife on Earth. Predators trail these journeys closely. Every movement is tied to survival. No creature stands still. No one lasts without adaptation. The savanna, too, is home to eagles. One of the most striking names here is the brown snake eagle. It inhabits open woodlands and lightly treed areas across sub-Saharan Africa, ranging from east to west and north to south. From small hills or tall treetops, it chooses vantage points as strategic lookouts, ready to react the moment prey is spotted. True to its name, the brown snake eagle has a specialized diet. Its biology is finely tuned for hunting snakes, including venomous species such as cobras and puff adders, without fear of their toxins. This eagle measures between 66 and 78 centimeters in length, with a wingspan of 1.6 to 1.85 meters, and weighs from 1.5 to 1.85 kilograms, 2.5 kilograms. Powerful enough to pin down large prey on the ground without drawing unwanted attention. From above, it scans the landscape. Its vision, sharp as radar, detects snakes even when they attempt to camouflage among dry grasses. Once prey is identified, the eagle drops in a lightning-fast dive. Bare legs shielded with thick scales help withstand venomous strikes. Meanwhile, its strong talons clamp tightly around the snake's neck or mid-body, the primary weapon that prevents a counterattack by neutralizing the fangs before they can strike. With this grip secure, the brown snake eagle often severs the snake's head before carrying it back to the nest. This behavior reduces any risk when feeding chicks. Coping with venom is not only a matter of strategy, but also physiology. Thickly scaled legs, blood components that resist toxins, and a digestive system capable of breaking down venom proteins before they damage tissue or nerves, all make it possible for this eagle to consume venomous snakes as nutritious meals. Each nest raises only one chick, with a long breeding period, ensuring the young bird has time to learn hunting skills early and boosting its survival chances. The brown snake eagle lives a solitary life, with territories spaced as much as hundreds of kilometers apart. Some individuals may travel over 2,000 kilometers during their lifetime. The African savanna is also home to a snake hunter that relies on its legs, much like the Roadrunner. Living on the northern edges of Kenya's savanna across the Laikipia Plateau, this is the secretary bird. Standing at more than 1.2 meters tall, it is the tallest bird of prey among those that still exist today. The secretary bird does not rely on flight, since flying consumes too much energy. Instead, it walks, Each day, it can cover more than 30 kilometers on foot, patrolling a hunting range many times larger than that of soaring raptors. From dawn, it surveys its territory, low grasses mixed with open ground, where snakes often bask after cold, damp nights. Sunlight glances across its pale grey plumage, glimmering like faded silver armor. A faint movement beneath an acacia tree. A puff adder lies coiled. The secretary bird's eyesight rivals that of eagles, detecting the slightest motion in tall grass. Once it spots a snake, it closes the distance step by step, staying just beyond strike range. At the moment of attack, its double eyelids snap shut, shielding its eyes from the snake's final desperate strike. After a few feints to distract its opponent, it delivers a lightning-fast kick to the head or neck, where nerves and venom glands are concentrated. Each kick carries over 150 newtons of force, enough to crush a snake's skull with the very first blow. Its pale grey feathers help regulate heat, while its long, scaled legs act like armor against both thorns and strikes. Unlike most birds with angled leg bones, the secretary bird's legs are straight, transferring power instantly from body to talon. The thigh and calf muscles contract with strength 5 times its body weight, producing kicks equal in force to a sledgehammer falling freely. These kicks often come in rapid succession, leaving prey immobilized in moments. With eyelids guarding against sudden strikes and thickly scaled legs blocking venom from entering the blood, the snake has little chance of retaliation. Even if bitten, the tough leg scales deflect most toxins. In some cases, the secretary bird's body produces natural peptides that neutralize hemotoxic venom, a rare trait among non-venomous animals. Once the snake is subdued, the bird drags it with its beak, sometimes over a meter long, either back to the nest for its chicks or consumed on the spot. Its digestive system processes both flesh and venom glands without harm. This makes the secretary bird one of the most specialized snake hunters in the world. So, which bird do you think uses its legs more effectively when hunting snakes? The Roadrunner or the secretary bird? The ostrich may not hunt snakes, but it is equally famous for its warrior-like legs. It is also the largest bird on Earth. The origins of this species trace back more than 60 million years, descendants of ancient running birds that rose to dominance after the extinction of the dinosaurs. With hollow, lightweight bones and leg muscles making up nearly 40% of its body mass, the ostrich stands as a perfect symbol of an evolutionary strategy. It gave up the skies to master the ground. Today, its population spread across savannas and semi-arid deserts of Africa, from Ethiopia to South Africa, numbering in the hundreds of thousands. Standing up to 2.7 meters tall and weighing around 130 kilograms, the ostrich rises above every patch of grass, spotting predators from afar. Its enormous eyes, nearly 5 centimeters in diameter, larger than those of an elephant, provide an almost 360-degree field of vision, a crucial tool in wide-open landscapes. This sharp eyesight acts as its first line of defense, giving early warning before a predator can close in. When danger is detected from a distance, ostriches often alert one another with deep, thunder-like calls that can be heard more than 3 kilometers away. Their tendency to lie flat against the ground, often mistaken as burying their heads in the sand, is actually a defensive strategy to reduce visibility, blending their massive bodies into the earth when viewed from afar. But when directly threatened, speed becomes their greatest weapon. With long legs ending in just 2 toes, a rare trait in birds, the ostrich can sprint at speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. Even more remarkable, it can sustain high speeds for several minutes. making it not only the fastest bird alive, but also one of the savanna's most enduring runners. This strategy allows it to outlast even the fiercest predators, turning chases into tests of stamina that few hunters can win. Yet when cornered, the ostrich does not hesitate to fight back. Its legs, built for running, are also lethal weapons. The inner toe, tipped with a sharp claw like a dagger, can deliver kicks with forces exceeding 2,000 newtons. A single, well-placed strike can break bones, cause severe injury, or even end the fight entirely. For this reason, the ostrich is often described as the giant boxer of the plains. In the savanna, hunger and thirst amplify survival instincts for predator and prey alike. Threats to the ostrich are always near. But so are its legs, standing as powerful pillars of defense, protecting not only the bird itself, but also the generations that follow. Faster even than the ostrich is the cheetah. It is renowned as the fastest land animal, capable of reaching top speeds of up to 120 kilometers per hour. While most predators rely on ambush, the cheetah trusts its unmatched legs to win short, explosive chases. Weighing between 40 and 65 kilograms and measuring 1.1 to 1.5 meters in body length, its frame is built not for brute force but for speed. A lightweight skeleton, lean muscles, and a spine that flexes like a spring all combine to create a perfect acceleration machine. Its eyes sit high and forward-facing, marked by black streaks known as tear marks that run from eyes to mouth, reducing glare and sharpening focus during high-speed pursuits under the blazing midday sun. Its vision is several times sharper than that of humans, capable of spotting prey over 5 kilometers away in good light. To reduce competition and maximize hunting grounds, females live solitary lives, roaming across the savanna. Males often band together in small coalitions of brothers, gaining an advantage when defending territory. For the cheetah, every chase is a gamble. It calculates carefully, stalking from afar, creeping close through grass, and only launching its sprint from less than 50 meters away, close enough to let sheer speed deliver the final blow. It favors lighter prey such as Thompson's gazelles, impalas, or springboks. This cat can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 3 seconds, outpacing most sports cars. Its long tail acts as a counterbalance for sharp turns at high speeds. Unlike other big cats, its claws do not fully retract, gripping the ground like racing tires. An expanded respiratory system, oversized heart, and rapid blood circulation all serve one goal: to bring down prey within 30 seconds. After subduing its quarry with a suffocating bite to the neck, the cheetah finds itself vulnerable. Unlike lions, it cannot defend its prize with sheer strength. Hyenas, leopards, or even vultures can steal its meal if it does not eat quickly. For this reason, every stage of its hunt, spotting, stalking, striking, and feeding, unfolds in urgent haste. Ecologically, the cheetah plays a crucial role in natural selection, often targeting weak or young individuals. But harsh competition and low hunting success, only about 40 to 50%, make it fragile in the face of environmental change. Its history of low genetic diversity further leaves it vulnerable to disease and population decline. Today, fewer than 7,000 wild cheetahs remain, found mainly in Namibia, Botswana, and Tanzania. They stand on the brink of extinction, threatened by habitat loss, poaching, and conflict with humans. Not as fast as the cheetah, but far more enduring. With a hunting success rate reaching over 80%, the African wild dog is the most efficient predator on the African savanna. Yet today, it is among the endangered, Shrinking habitats, diseases carried by domestic dogs, and conflict with humans have caused its populations to decline severely. It is estimated that only about 6,000 remain in the wild, most of them in Botswana, Namibia, and Tanzania. As the first light of day reveals the contours of the Okavango Delta, dew-drenched grasses sway gently in the morning breeze. The stillness of the land is stirred by the steady breath of the earth, the calls of courting birds, and the soft gliding steps of creatures beginning their daily rhythm. Within this living canvas, the African wild dog continues to endure, organized, vigorous, and full of life. Its body is tall and lean, with long, agile legs. Its coat, patterned in mottled black, yellow, and white, is unique to each individual. No two dogs look alike. Large, rounded ears stand upright, tuned to catch the faintest sounds across the open savanna, where both prey and predators may appear at any moment. Their keen eyes can track even subtle movements from a distance, vital for following prey in high-speed pursuits. Lacking the regal presence of lions or the explosive bursts of cheetahs, African wild dogs thrive on connection and coordination. They are among the most effective team hunters in all of nature, but what truly sets them apart is not speed or power. It is their social structure and their extraordinary instinct to share. A typical pack numbers between 10 and 15 individuals. At times, when food is plentiful and conditions favorable, a pack can expand to as many as 30. But the true marvel lies not in the number itself, but in how each member contributes its share, sustaining the territory with the highest efficiency. One of their most remarkable traits: there is no struggle for dominance, no individuals fighting for supremacy. Instead, evolution has shaped a non-competitive structure. The entire pack recognizes only one alpha pair as breeders. This preserves a healthy bloodline and prevents inbreeding, which can be extremely harmful. All other members play supporting roles: hunting, caring for the pups, guarding the territory, even sharing food or blood meals through regurgitation for the pack. The family functions like a single living organism. No member is apart from the whole. When traveling, the youngest stay shielded at the center, like a core wrapped in protective energy. When the hunt begins, no commands are needed. Each dog takes its place, every stride a part of a strategy, unified by the instinct of community. Beneath the bright morning sun of the savanna, a dry wind brushes gently across the rugged ground. In the distance, a herd of hartebeest grazes peacefully, as if the world were nothing but grass and sky. But in an instant, everything changes when the wind shifts. A sharp, faintly metallic scent drifts through the air. Moist noses, sensitive as biological radar, catch the signal. The African wild dogs dissolve into the wind, transforming into a silent current of hunters. Within the dense hush of tall grass, soft, stifled sneezes ripple like markers of agreement. When 3 or 4 sneezes sound in quick succession, the hunt begins. One moves forward lightly, a few steps toward the target, and then the pack surges as one, never chaotic, always synchronized. The neural mechanism guiding this reflex comes together only because the pack has evolved with the sensitivity to link smell, neck motion, and bodily response. It is a vivid example of perfect coordination, where even a small signal can decide survival in a harsh environment. This ritual optimizes the hunt, synchronizing reactions, conserving energy, and most importantly, keeping silence. Prey cannot hear the signal or notice movement before the ambush. Through sneezes as cues, individuals sharpen their alignment in the critical first seconds. the very window that determines success or failure. Their hunting power lies not only in speed or strength, but in a tactical system that runs like clockwork. The pack moves like a military unit, where each member knows its place, understands its role, and adjusts to the rhythm of the group. No shoving, no rivalry. They run at an average speed of 48 to 56 kilometers per hour and can sustain this pace for more than a kilometer, a relentless pursuit designed to exhaust their quarry over time. They never chase as individuals. One group drives the prey from the front, while another cuts in from the sides, pushing the target into a deadlock. When a victim is isolated, the strategy shifts. One distracts, drawing attention, while others circle behind, closing in for the finish. This choreography is not taught, it is written in their DNA, sharpened by millions of years of evolution. The bite of the African wild dog is not an instant kill like that of the big cats. Instead, they weaken prey piece by piece, draining its strength before sharing the meal. When the animal finally collapses, portions are automatically divided. The weakest, the injured, and the pups feed first. No blood is wasted. No bite is thrown away. This is not cruelty. It is biological precision, where every resource is used to sustain the pack. When breeding season arrives on the African savanna, every creature faces its own trials, but none organize life as tightly as the African wild dogs. After roughly 70 days of gestation, the alpha female gives birth to between 8 and 20 pups in a burrow dug deep into the earth. Tiny beings, blind, fragile, and utterly dependent. Yet, from the very first moment, they are never alone. Every adult in the pack takes turns as a guardian, standing watch at the den, cleaning the pups, even regurgitating partially digested meat as a kind of meat milk, rich in nutrients and gentle enough for their tender stomachs. When those young eyes finally open, they do not just see the world. They inherit the survival legacy of their ancestors. They learn to listen to the wind, to trace the scent of blood from afar, to read the faint footprints of prey pressed into hard soil. And above all, they learn the most vital lesson: never stray beyond the circle of family, of community. But the world beyond is never quiet. Silent enemies such as spotted hyenas, larger, stronger, and traveling in numbers, lurk in the dark. And at times, a lone lion appears. It does not hunt to eat. It hunts to eliminate a future threat to its pride. The young of other species become its target. As the evening wind sweeps across yellowed grasses and weary steps return to the den after a perilous day, one question lingers softly in the air. Is the greatest power in nature to be found in tooth and claw, or in the unyielding bond of togetherness? The savanna stretches on, wide and unbroken. Here, in this unforgiving land, snakes can glide freely through the grasses. Yet there are hunters far more subtle who set their sights on them. Small, seemingly fragile creatures, yet unafraid of venom that could bring down much larger foes. The first name is the mongoose. Small and light, weighing less than 2 kilograms, no long fangs, no sharp claws, no powerful legs. Its true weapon is written in its very genes. The mongoose has a slender, flexible body built to dart like lightning through shrubs and rocky ground. Strong muscles launch it into sudden leaps, with reflexes so fast they seem instantaneous. But what makes the mongoose truly extraordinary is its resistance to the neurotoxic venom of deadly snakes such as cobras or puff adders. Unlike most animals, the mongoose carries a genetic mutation in the acetylcholine receptors of its nerve cells. These receptors are the primary target of many snake neurotoxins. In the mongoose, a subtle change in the receptor's structure prevents toxins from binding effectively, weakening or even neutralizing their paralyzing effects. This change does not interfere with the mongoose's own nerve signaling, but it acts as a biological shield in battles that might otherwise be fatal. And when the fight begins, the mongoose does not strike immediately. It circles, weaving side to side, leaping back from each lunge with agile, fluid movements. Only when the snake grows tired does the mongoose deliver the decisive bite that ends the hunt. As the last light of day slants across scorched grasses, a shape glides silently over the dusty ground, quiet, yet carrying lethal intent. The Cape Cobra, one of Africa's most formidable snakes. Unlike the rattlesnakes of the Americas, cobras wield venom dominated by powerful neurotoxins. Just 15 to 20 milligrams is enough to be fatal to an adult human without treatment. From a biological view, this snake is a finely tuned evolutionary machine. Its venom glands are set deep within the head, and its fixed fangs are grooved to channel venom with precision. Cape cobras thrive in dry regions and semi-deserts where temperatures swing drastically between day and night. Their ability to adjust behavior to microclimates gives them a survival edge. They feed mainly on rodents, birds, eggs, and smaller reptiles, while posing a constant threat to small mammals moving through the low grass. And in this same land lives a small but fearless challenger. The yellow mongoose, one of the few creatures willing to face a Cape Cobra head-on. Along with partial resistance to neurotoxic venom, it has lightning-fast reflexes, striking or dodging in just 0.1 seconds, fast enough to avoid the cobra's opening lunge, often its most dangerous move. Its strategy is one of disruption. The mongoose does not rush in directly. Instead, it circles continuously, weaving in arcs that create psychological pressure and disorient the snake. Each time the cobra turns to strike, the mongoose slips back, only to close again from a different angle. When fatigue slows the serpent's reflexes, the mongoose delivers a decisive bite to the nape, crushing the spine and leaving its opponent paralyzed within seconds. More formidable than even the Cape Cobra is the black mamba. This snake can reach lengths of up to 4.5 meters and move at speeds of 20 kilometers per hour. It is the longest venomous snake in Africa and one of the fastest moving snakes in the world. But its true menace lies not in length or speed, but in its devastating neurotoxic venom. Just 10 milligrams is enough to bring down a horse in under 45 minutes. With strikes so rapid it is nicknamed the wind snake. The black mamba is a genuine threat to nearly any creature, even humans. Yet its challenger is the slender mongoose, a body just 30 to 35 centimeters long, weighing less than 1 kilogram. But beneath its soft gray-beige coat lies a fighter of remarkable grit. The slender mongoose has exceptionally sharp senses of hearing and smell. Its ears stand tall, with openings larger than those of many other members of the mongoose family. At the faintest sound of movement beneath rocks or dry grass, it creeps closer, each step light, body poised, eyes locked in fierce concentration. When the moment comes, it launches forward like a flash of lightning. The slender mongoose combines ultra-fast reflexes with partial resistance to venom. Though not fully immune, its nervous system is adapted to resist paralysis, giving it a crucial window of survival. Each encounter unfolds in two-tier reflexes. First, a sudden leap to dodge the strike. Then, if the opening appears, an immediate counterattack. Smaller still is the dwarf mongoose, weighing less than 1 kilogram. No long claws, no imposing frame, yet it remains a formidable adversary to snakes. It can face off against a massive black mamba, one of the most feared snakes in the world. First comes the dodge, a flash-quick reflex that avoids the initial strike. Then, swift as light, it darts forward to bite at the head or neck, the vital center of the nervous system, before retreating immediately. A strategy built on avoiding injury, resisting venom, and overwhelming its opponent with biological precision. On the thin line between life and death, it is not fangs or brute strength that decides the outcome. It is subtlety, courage, and an inherited adaptability written deep into the species' very genes. Hotter and harsher still, the mongoose's desert kin thrives in some of Africa's driest landscapes. They are the meerkats. Measuring only 25 to 35 centimeters in length and weighing between 600 and 900 grams, they lack any impressive physical strength. Instead, they rely on unity, surviving through social cohesion, behavioral intelligence, and unique biological adaptations. The meerkat's way of life is built on a cooperative social structure where each individual takes on a role. From babysitting to foraging to standing guard, sentries rise upright on their hind legs, black eyes scanning constantly, ears folded back against blowing sand, while sharp noses pick up faint chemical traces carried in the air. They have shaped a social model that rises above basic biology, an adaptable organization that learns, remembers, and maps every threat across a territory spanning 5 to 10 square kilometers. One of their most remarkable defensive strategies is their rotating guard system. Whenever the group forages, at least one stands watch, often atop a mound, upright, eyes always alert. Studies show meerkats can rotate through as many as 30 guard shifts in a single day. The sentry signals with distinct calls depending on the danger. Short, sharp notes when spotting aerial threats like eagles, and deeper, drawn-out tones when the risk comes from the ground, such as jackals or snakes. For them, venomous snakes like puff adders and Cape cobras are among the most serious hazards. They move in groups of 10 to 30, surrounding the snake to confuse and distract it. Each individual communicates through its own unique vocal system, with warning calls spreading through the group in under 0.2 seconds, allowing them to react as one unified body. Like many relatives in the Herpestidae family, meerkats carry mutations in their nicotinic acetylcholine receptors, reducing sensitivity to alpha neurotoxins found in snake venom. Though not fully immune, this adaptation lets them withstand far lower doses than other animals, greatly improving survival odds in encounters. Against smaller or mid-sized predators, meerkats use intimidation, raising their fur, leaping back and forth, and calling loudly in unison to appear larger than they are. This tactic proves especially effective against snakes like the Cape cobra, which rely on surprise and vulnerability. Thick fur around their neck helps cushion bites, and reflexes firing in under 100 milliseconds allow them to dodge the snake's initial strike, the most dangerous part of its defense. If one is injured, the group retreats into the safety of their burrows, complex tunnel systems stretching for tens of meters, carved and maintained by generations. Inside, stable temperatures and regulated humidity are kept by carefully placed ventilation shafts. No member is ever abandoned. If one is missing, others often return to search. Their defense is not born from individual instinct, but from a collective sense of responsibility, one of the rare and complex traits seen in small mammals. From the northern edge of the Sahel to the burning sands of the Sahara, North Africa appears like a symphony of extremes, woven from sand, stone, and wind. This is one of the driest regions on Earth, with average rainfall below 100 millimeters per year and daytime temperatures easily surpassing 50 degrees Celsius. Its landscape is dominated by rocky deserts and towering dunes, broken only by dry grasslands and scattered oases. In this unforgiving expanse with little shade, only the most finely adapted creatures endure. The Fennec Fox, the smallest fox in the world, is one of them, weighing just 0.8 to 1.5 kilograms and standing under 20 centimeters tall. It survives where few others can. Its ears, stretching up to 15 centimeters long, are multi-purpose biological tools. They disperse heat through a dense network of blood vessels and amplify sound, detecting the faint movements of insects, lizards, or even small snakes shifting beneath layers of sand. The Fennec Fox uses this acute hearing to track prey, combining it with careful observation before closing in from behind or the side. When close enough, it delivers a lightning-fast bite to the snake's neck, the biological weak point that leaves the prey no time to react. With reflexes firing in under 120 milliseconds and a small, agile frame, the fox can dodge the counterstrike of a venomous snake that lasts only about 50 milliseconds. Though not immune to venom, the Fennec Fox relies on a strategy of striking without being struck. Its excellent spatial memory allows it to map terrain and find escape routes even in darkness. Its small but efficient brain features a highly developed olfactory cortex, guiding its movements and hunts in conditions of near-total night. Not relying on a large body, not possessing a decisive bite, nor carrying impressive claws like lions. The honey badger is defined by something entirely different when it comes to strength. They measure only about 60 to 70 centimeters in length and weigh on average between 10 and 14 kilograms. This species carries a thick, flexible skin that allows it to twist freely even when held tightly. This skin is a true layer of natural armor, almost immune to claws or fangs carrying venom. In life and death encounters, its tactics are adjusted depending on the opponent. When facing a mole snake, a large but non-venomous species, the honey badger shows little caution. It approaches directly, using strong claws to pin the snake's body, then bites precisely at the neck. This is a strategy of physical control, ending the hunt quickly and consuming the meal on the spot. With a Cape Cobra, the strategy leans towards speed and calculation. The aim is to strike directly at the head or neck, where the ability to release venom is decided. The honey badger does not avoid the strike, but actively breaks down its opponent's capacity to resist, then consumes it piece by piece from head to tail. With a puff adder, a viper known for camouflage, lightning-fast strikes, and venom that damages tissue, the honey badger shows the greatest caution. It assesses the terrain, exposes the snake's position with its claws, then delivers a sudden, forceful move, securing the upper hand before the snake can respond. In cases where it is struck, the honey badger may become unconscious for a few minutes. Yet it recovers quickly thanks to special changes in its nerve receptors, which lessen the effect of venom on the central nervous system. The ability to take on snakes is only one part of its survival instinct. The honey badger is also well known for its habit of raiding beehives, the reason behind its name. Even after enduring hundreds of stings, it continues determinedly until it reaches the honey and the queen bee. It never gives up, even in discomfort. In a world where venom is a constant trial, size is an advantage, and speed is survival, the honey badger endures through intelligence, persistence, and an unyielding spirit. Without fanfare, without the need to roar, it moves forward with quiet resolve. And that is what makes it a symbol, that true strength sometimes is simply this: no fear. And then, the most unexpected twist awaits, when the roles of predator and prey are exchanged by instinct itself. All snakes are carnivores, but not all of them feed on their own kind. Snakes aren't just hunted by other animals, they can also fall victim to their own kind, taken down by stronger, larger individuals of the same family. In the wild, there are snakes that hunt other snakes, known as Ophiophagus predators. Species in this group are often immune to the venom of their fellow snakes. At the same time, they have evolved specialized hunting skills to confront some of the most formidable serpents in the animal kingdom. In North America, the krait, a venomous sea snake, also preys on its kind by lying in wait beneath the sand, delivering small targeted bites through the scales. Each lightning-fast strike leaves the target no time to react, while the potent neurotoxins do their work before the krait calmly withdraws. Meanwhile, in South America, members of the Mussurana group, snake finders by nature, target venomous species like the coral snake, using a strategy that involves anchoring onto the head and biting into the softer area just behind it. With their ability to avoid venomous strikes and respond with precision, they completely dominate their prey. Get closer to one of the true champions of shifting the balance in the snake-eat-snake world, the king snake. This species is widely distributed across North America, ranging from deserts and dry forests to grasslands and even urban edges. Its average length ranges from 60 to 152 centimeters. With glossy scales and a variety of bold color bands, red, black, and yellow, it blends into its surroundings while also warning off predators through Batesian mimicry. What sets the king snake apart is a suite of advanced biological traits. It's naturally immune to the venom of rattlesnakes and other pit vipers. This comes from proteins in its blood that neutralize toxins, along with altered neural receptors that prevent neurotoxins from locking in easily. The diet of the California king snake consists of approximately 29% other snakes. Rattlesnakes alone account for 24% of the individuals consumed and as much as 37% of the total energy intake. When hunting, the king snake slowly approaches the rattlesnake, carefully avoiding any sudden strikes. Once engaged, it uses constriction, coiling tightly around the prey, cutting off blood flow, and quickly reducing the rattlesnake's ability to resist. Even when taking on larger snakes, the king snake begins feeding from the head. This strategy minimizes the risk of counterattacks, although it can make swallowing a painful process. What truly makes the king snake such a competitive predator is its remarkable adaptability. It survives in a wide range of ecosystems: desert, forest, plains, and even suburban areas, guided by one consistent strategy: target the most formidable prey, rely on its built-in immunity, and maximize energy gain per hunt. Meanwhile, Australia is home to more reptile species than any other country on the planet. Around 10% of all known lizard and snake species worldwide live here. That sets the stage for a survival race where the ultimate advantage is being a snake hunter, among some of the most formidable reptiles in existence. The Mulga snake is the largest venomous land snake on the continent. Also known as the king brown snake, it's a notorious snake eater in its own right. This species can grow to nearly 3 meters in length and weigh up to 6 kilograms. The Mulga snake is built to dominate even the most dangerous opponents, like the western brown snake, ranked among the top 10 most venomous snakes in the world. During the day, when temperatures rise past 40 degrees Celsius, the western brown snake comes out to bask on the sand. That's when the Mulga snake begins its patrol, sensing its surroundings with its distinctive forked tongue. It picks up chemical cues from the western brown, locking onto its target before the other snake even realizes it's being watched. Then comes the pursuit. There's no rush, but there are no mistakes either. When the western brown tries to slip into a burrow, the mulga uses its powerful body to block the exit. Unlike constrictors like the king snake, the Mulga Snake delivers venom with a cocktail of cytotoxins and hemolytic compounds, along with strong doses of phospholipase A2 and myotoxins. This venom doesn't just cause localized damage, it affects the whole system. But beyond its potent venom, the mulga also equips itself with a built-in defense system. Its body shows resistance to the toxins of other snakes, helping it avoid harmful biological reactions if it gets bitten in return. A strike from a western brown barely registers. That's why fewer predators dare to go after the Mulga snake, and why the western brown rarely makes it onto its own list of easy targets. Once the western brown is motionless, the mulga begins its feeding process. There's no tearing. It generates jaw pressure to guide the prey into its stomach, much like someone slurping noodles from one end to the other, every segment moving slowly but deliberately. Each opening of its jaw delivers more venom, and each bite continues what seems like a never-ending verdict. That's why it's earned the nickname Snake's Worst Nightmare, a fearsome hunter in the reptilian world. Farther east, in Southeast Asia, the king cobra reigns supreme with its impressive fangs and powerful venom. This name has become a symbol of dominance in the reptile world, the largest snake on Earth, reaching lengths of up to 5 meters. It rules over tropical forests, swamps, and river-edge grasslands stretching from India across Southeast Asia, all the way to Indonesia and the Philippines. This is the only snake species known to build nests and guard its young. The female gathers dry leaves, builds a mound, and coils around it to protect the eggs until they hatch. That behavior reflects a level of social evolution rarely seen in the snake world. Despite the name king cobra, this species is not a true cobra. It belongs to the genus Ophiophagus, which means snake eater. Its main diet consists of other snakes. Cobras, kraits, pit vipers, all can become prey. In other words, the king cobra is a monarch that hunts cobras. When a snake becomes a snake hunter, the rules of the food chain begin to blur. When it encounters another snake, whether a harmless rat snake or a highly venomous pit viper or rattlesnake, the king cobra doesn't see a rival. It sees food. It identifies its prey through a highly sensitive sense of smell using the Jacobson's organ, gathering scent molecules from the air with its forked tongue. When the scent of an unfamiliar snake is in the air, it locks onto the target and moves like a shadow, quiet, slow, but unstoppable. Should we see the king cobra's habit of hunting other snakes as cruel? Or is it simply a refined instinct shaped by evolution? Beneath layers of decaying leaves and dense canopy, a creature just a few days old embarks on its very first hunt. The newly hatched king cobra is less than 30 centimeters long. Though small in size, it already possesses sharp vision, sensitive passive hearing, and a highly efficient sense of smell. Its forked tongue works like a biological radar, constantly collecting scent particles in the air and sending them to the Jacobson's organ for analysis. This system helps identify the species of potential prey and even detects their physiological condition. It senses the presence of an olive water snake. A small, semi-aquatic species, the olive water snake typically lives near forest streams or stagnant pools beneath the canopy. Its olive green color and flattened body help it blend into its surroundings. But that camouflage is no match for the biological radar of the young king cobra. As it closes the distance, the young snake keeps a low profile, silent and nearly parallel to the ground. The strike happens in the blink of an eye. Even as a hatchling, the king cobra carries enough venom in its glands to cause instant paralysis. Its venom contains powerful neurotoxins that disrupt nerve transmission, leading to muscle paralysis and respiratory shutdown. For a small snake like the olive water snake, the effects are almost immediate. The king cobra is nearly a strict snake eater. This is a unique survival strategy, a rich source of protein, high in energy, and easy to digest. Even at a young age, the species shows a clear adaptation to the food chain it will one day dominate. When swallowing prey, the king cobra doesn't chew. Instead, it expands its jaw thanks to flexible ligaments in the lower jawbone. The prey is gradually pushed into the digestive system by muscular contractions of the esophagus. Strong stomach acid takes care of the rest. This digestive system is built to handle large quantities of meat, bone, and even snake scales. No mechanical aid required. One day, this young king cobra may grow up to 5.5 meters long. It will become the longest venomous snake in the world, with enough venom in a single bite to overwhelm 20 adult humans. But in this very moment, it only needs just enough venom to bring down an olive water snake. And that's more than enough for a first hunt. The king cobra has grown larger, but food isn't always plentiful. This time, the prey doesn't seem too challenging. It's a rat snake. This species isn't venomous, but is quick and agile. A young rat snake can still force the king cobra to stay fully focused. When the rat snake rears up in defense, the king cobra does not back down. Its hood flares wide, body rising tall like a ghostly pillar, an imposing display of authority. Then comes a lightning-fast bite, delivering just enough neurotoxin to disrupt the nervous system within minutes. The king cobra's hunting strategy has become more refined. It now combines speed with precision. Its powerful venom is carefully controlled, delivered efficiently, without waste. Next comes the silent yet decisive finale. The rat snake is swallowed whole, from head to tail. With each muscular contraction, the body of the prey disappears slowly into the cobra's deadly jaws. And then there are times when even a king cobra won't spare its own kind. These snakes can attack and eat other king cobras. This act of cannibalism often begins with a territorial clash or source. In the humid jungles of southern India, two king cobras face off like warriors. This confrontation doesn't start with venom. For king cobras, fangs and venom are reserved for when all other options have failed. What comes first is a battle of strength. Two long, agile bodies coil around one another, each trying to pin the other to the hardened forest floor. Muscles in the arms and core become tools, not just to dominate, but to assert advantage, to force the opponent into a losing position. The cobra's lightning reflexes are a matter of survival in such a duel. If one begins to lose muscle tension, unable to maintain pressure, the balance begins to shift. And when one no longer has the strength to flare its hood as a shield, when the instinct to release venom slows, that's when the bite, if it comes, is delivered with intent. Although venomous, king cobras do not have complete immunity to each other's venom. A bite to the body can still cause serious harm. That's why using venom becomes the last resort, only if brute force fails to settle the match. Two massive serpents entangle, heads raised high, hoods spread wide, no roar, yet the jungle itself seems to fall silent. Their evolved brains understand that only one path remains, either press forward or back down, victory or surrender, both are endings. In the end, when the weaker cobra breaks free from the tensioned embrace and chooses to retreat, it lives to tell the next chapter in the king cobra's story. Survival doesn't always belong to the most aggressive. It comes down to strategy, strength, and calm decisions made in the split second between life and loss. The encounters between the silent killers and their unexpected predators have come to a close, for now. Here, the power, fangs, and venom of reptiles are no longer absolute. They can be overpowered by the sturdy legs of the desert. They can be torn apart by the talons of mighty wings, or become a meal for the smallest warriors of the Savanna. Snakes are still formidable, but no longer untouchable. This is a story of balance between raw power and hunting instinct. Victory doesn't always belong to the strongest, but to the one who adapts best, faces threats head-on, and never backs down. Have you ever witnessed a snake being outmatched by a creature you'd never expect? It's entirely possible your own cat could surprise you with its reflexes. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you can join us on the next wild adventure. Or continue exploring the survival journeys of wildlife in other parts of the world with Wild Kalahari. Challenges in the Land of Predators, or Wild Australia. The continent of the strangest predators.